When a chief procurement officer or head of procurement are reviewing the talent in their team, they look at two categories. One with a broad skill set, also known as the generalist, and those with a deep skill set, also known as the expert or specialist. These categories form two distinct gears in the procurement engine. The generalist dominates the overall process. They are masters of the procurement lifecycle itself, while the expert dominates specific aspects of procurement, such as commercial negotiation or category strategy. So let's break it down in this video and figure out which one wins. Welcome to the Procurement Signal, the place for curious supply chain professionals ready to develop. Every week, we dive straight into how modern teams are transforming supplier relationships, elevating vendor management, tackling risk, and driving real sustainability impact. If you are ready to move out of a back-office function and into a strategic powerhouse, you are in the right place. This is your signal. Amplify what you can be.
So when it comes to long-term job security, the playbook has completely flipped. The debate between a broad skill set, the generalist, and a deep subject matter expert is no longer about who is better, but it's about which one can handle change better. If you look at the modern career landscape, a broad skill set generally offers better long-term job security and career resilience. But both paths have distinct survival mechanisms and distinct vulnerabilities. People with broad skill sets have moved across different roles, different functions, different industries. They might not be the world's leading expert on a single topic, but they understand how organizations work. So, why is this secure? There's three attributes to it: versatility, transferable skills, and people connection. If an industry takes a downturn or a company gets acquired, generalists are extremely versatile to adapt to change. They can move between departments, they can move up or down the corporate ladder, and they possess a set of transferable skills like project management, leadership qualities, and openness to business transformation. Plus, there is the people connection. So, people in broad roles or generalists require high emotional intelligence and really good stakeholder management. They're great at connecting the dots and reading between the lines. Okay, so it's not all sunshine for the generalist. There's a couple of risks that are linked with the broad skill set type of people. The first one being because they move horizontally across different roles and industries or departments, there's a risk that their seniority level doesn't go up. And so, what that means is that goes back to remuneration or salaries. So, their salaries could remain flat for a long period of time until they build that experience. The second risk with generalists is the risk of imposter syndrome. So, when they move, because they're always keen to move into a different role and learn new things, for a period of time until they actually understand the landscape, there could be that risk of imposter syndrome where they are actually mimicking something that they truly are not. However, given these couple of risks, overall, generalists still have the upper hand when it comes to the transferable skills, the people connection, and the versatility they have in their career. The experts are the people who have stayed in the same lane, building deep technical expertise in one field or in an industry. Their security comes from irreplaceability, at least in the short term, where a company really values that expertise, or they may be solving a niche problem for the organization. So, usually, organizations cannot hire generalists for those expert roles. However, that's until there is a market disruption. Let me give you an example. So, an organization has a local software team that's maintaining on prem infrastructure. Over time, the business decides to move that infrastructure to the cloud. Now, the cloud provider not only provides the infrastructure, but also provides the people and the support, which is often remote. All of a sudden, because of a change in that strategy, this team of software engineers are no longer required. Now, they are deep experts in that on prem infrastructure. But because the business has changed their strategy, their operating strategy, this local team is affected. And that's precisely the problem or the risk of the experts. They have to watch out for changes in business environments, macroeconomics, because they never know when their deep expertise may no longer be valued down the track. So, who wins? The generalist or the expert? Just like everything else in life, it depends. And it depends on a whole lot of factors. It depends on exposure or experience, the type of industry you work in, the type of organization you work for, your location. So, are you in a city or are you remote? It just depends on a whole lot of things. So, there is no easy answer. However, at the start of this video, I did say that you're always better off when you can adapt to change. And so, whether you're a generalist in your skill set or you're a subject matter expert, your ability to adapt to change is the one that will come out on top at the end of the day. Job security is an illusion. It's not like 20, 30 years ago where people stayed in one role, one organization, and retired. Today, things are very different. With technology advancements, with staff augmentation models, mergers and acquisitions, your job and your career is really your responsibility to watch out for. So, in closing, let me leave you with these three tips to help you in your journey, regardless whether you're a generalist or you're an expert. Tip number one: do not internalize corporate loyalty. Being employed is a mutually beneficial thing for both you and your organization. It is an employment contract. As long as the organization needs that role and that service, you have a job. The same should apply for you. As long as an employee, you're happy to work in your role, you're happy with the organization, the working conditions, the remuneration, then that's great. But if things are not looking so sharp, then you should look around, and that is completely up to you. Tip number two: own your development and own your career. It is completely your responsibility to upskill, to see where things are going in the job market, to see how salaries are moving across different industries, to see what's being outsourced versus other jobs that are heavily dependent on local talent. All of this analysis and research is your responsibility. And tip number three: maintain a good financial runway for yourself, suited to your personal circumstances. And what I mean by that is when things go bad, if you've got savings in the bank that can look after you for the next 6 months, the pressure to rush and get another job is reduced. It's significantly reduced. And losing a job is stressful enough. And worrying about how do you pay the bills, how do you get money coming in, is another level of stress. So if you've got that safety net, you don't have to rush to get another job. And you can take your time to assess what you want to do next. I hope this was useful, and I will see you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to The Signal. Visit www.procurementsignal.com for more information. Check out our other videos on our YouTube channel.